I see a couple hands and I've avoided it. Sure. You know what? When I first heard about Supernatural, I was working on Gilmore Girls, obviously, and I heard about this show called Supernatural that was going to be the WB's new Supernatural type show. But though I was a fan of Buffy and Angel and stuff like that, I didn't want to be in her charm. I didn't feel like I was right in that kind of genre. Like I love the campy horror, like I love campy horror films and stuff like that. But I didn't feel it was right for me at that point in time. But they were like, no, listen, it's totally real, it's totally raw. And I knew Mick G because I had tested for Superman with him, and he was the producer. I knew David Nutter because I worked with him before, like on ER, and I knew of his work. Obviously, he's a legend in the pilot business. He's the only director ever to get every single pilot he directed picked up. And so I was like, okay, I'll read it. And I read it, and I was like, whoa, this is super cool. And I had studied, Joseph Campbell and mythology and stuff like that in high school, and I was very familiar with the whole reluctant hero aspect, like Star Wars, like, the Luke Skywalker. And it was my chance to play Luke Skywalker. So I jumped right on it, and here I am. I'm going to go with you.
Well, obviously, we're all really big horror fans, which is why we're here. There's a lot of horror about
Yeah.
but a lot more fun doing horror.
Right.
And we go to see a lot of horror in the past,
I have.
supernatural kind of technology. You have more fun playing here.
Absolutely. It's sort of a mixture of, I'm certainly not at a point in my career, nor was I a couple years ago, where I could just go like, find me a comedy, and then like, find me a Shakespeare piece. So it's half what you're excited about doing and half what sort of just happens, what trends the industry takes. And so for a while, the horror movies were the ones that were, in a comparison basis, easier to shoot because it's cheaper, less expensive, not cheaper. And they have, it's easy to get a following, or easier if it's good. If it strikes a chord, there's something so fun about going to a movie and kind of getting scared and then realizing everything's okay. And so that happened to be what came my way. Though I am very interested in the genre, and I always have been. But I think after Supernatural, like I did a movie last year, a Christmas movie, and it was so weird. It was like, so I don't have to scream ever? Like, I don't have to like get killed in this movie? Like, what's going on? Like, it's been so weird, I've been so used to getting killed or, seeing scary things. It was weird to go back to doing a non-horror, but I do love the genre. I'm gonna go back over this way. Sure. Sam's Powers, we're actually going to come back pretty seriously in the last half of the second season. It was actually just about to go full bore with it when we had to stop because of the writer's strike, which sucks because I really wanted to do that. I was really excited about being a badass. Like, Jensen's had the ability to play badass for 56 episodes. It was my turn to do cool stuff and to save him or to not save him. And so soon, whenever we come back, it's been 2.5 years now. We're not going to waste any more time. We're going full speed ahead. I'm going to go back to the middle. Yes?
Well, I really have enjoyed your performance. And so by next week, I'm wondering what you're doing to speak with me. Are there any projects that you're looking at, or what's happening?
There are new projects that I've been looking at. For a while, we weren't sure how the strike was going to affect us and when it was going to end, and so you couldn't really go out for projects. And pretty much the industry shut down early December because everybody knew about the strike. It was like, let's just take an extended holiday. And so I've almost been on an extended holiday, but I just started taking meetings this week. But now the Directors Guild settled with the producers, which we're all very, very happy about, because that hopefully means that the writers will just accept that, or not just, I don't want to say like accept it, but that they'll find some grounds now with the producers. But it looks like, fingers crossed, the writers are going to settle soon, and we'll still be able to salvage the season. So, yeah. I'm going to go way to the back. Thank you. I just haven't cut it because they cut it on set, and so I was like, excuse me. Which one? Well, thank you. And anybody who knows me knows that I think I suck at comedy. Like, it's like, I steer clear of it. I'm like, I don't have comic timing. Like, get me away from it and make me cry or something, because I'm not, I'm not the funny guy. But it was very exciting to do that, and that was, I'll chalk that up to Bob Singer, who's our producer, who has also obviously directed a whole bunch of episodes. And I guess he just knew how to prod me into doing the right things. And that was just a funny episode. I mean, you could have stuck anybody in that and been funny, but I'm very glad that you liked it, and I'm very glad you like Evil Sam also. I'll have to see if he comes back. I'm gonna go this way. Sure.
Okay, we've heard from Jensen several times saying he's had several episodes that have emotionally drained him. Has there been one particular episode that, I mean, you just had you have to walk away from, or just?
Yes, absolutely. She was saying that Jensen has talked about certain episodes that emotionally drained him, and she was wondering if the same happened for me. A lot of episodes, I mean, my mind, I guess, my mind immediately goes to Heart, because the last scene in Heart, really, we shot at the very beginning of the day, and so I was really fresh, but it just did me in. For whatever reason, sometimes it's too much. Croatoan was another one, where Sam thinks he's going to die, and he's saying, "You're an idiot, get out of here, like, stop that." It just becomes, every now and again, it just becomes very, very real, and then you're done, and like, you can't even stand up, because it takes it out of you on a bunch of different levels. So, Bad Day at Black Rock, I'm sorry, Born Under a Bad Sign was very exhausting because it was Latin and I was getting sprayed with water, and I mean, just physically tiring. But I'd say emotionally tiring, I think first about Croatoan and Heart. Go way over that way. Yes.
I was going to ask, do you ever get to drive the Impala when y'all aren't filming?
I do. Do I get to, or do I? I don't know if I necessarily get to, but I certainly get in the driver's seat and take it around every now and again. And a lot of times we'll be doing a scene of the Impala right before lunch, and so instead of leaving the Impala on set and getting driven back, we're just like, on the walkie on, we're taking the Impala back to the base camp. And so, we tear ass out of there, but I don't think it's road insured or something, so I don't guess we're supposed to. But we still do. We actually got in trouble one time because when we were shooting maybe Salvation with Jeffrey Dean Morgan, at the end of season 1, we were shooting in base camp. Trailer park was in this pebble gravel parking lot, and so we went back and we started doing donuts in the gravel parking lot, and there were no mud flaps on the Impala, and so we didn't realize the time because we were just going woo, but we were shooting these pebbles, and people were like in the lunch pit. And they were like terrified, and the guy who I feel like an idiot. The guy who was watching who was our locations guy, who was in charge of making sure it was okay, like came to get us to stop and like was trying to come towards us and not get run over by the car and not get shot with the pebbles. So we definitely have fun in the Impala. I'm gonna go right there. Okay. Yes.
I just recently saw something online called fan fiction.
I know of it, and I think I've read a little bit of it, but I haven't read a lot of it. I've heard funny stories. I've heard some of it's fantastic. I've heard some of it's bizarre.